Hey, this open door policy to the border is no joke anymore. Now we have cities like New York, Chicago, and LA bitching. Why? I have no idea. Other than they sent them to your place because you were telling everybody else we got room. Oh, now don't get all pissed off at me. Just stuff is going bad all around this country. I'm just trying to give a lighter note and some information about what's going on there. Welcome back to the streets. I'm Mark, your host. My lovely wife is here with me, Brittany.
Hello.
Today, we have a hot topic. And I wanted to talk about this for so long, being that I am from Texas. So I wanted to share about this border crisis. And it is. It's not just a crisis for our country. It's a crisis around the world. You got people coming from other countries into this country. And I'm telling you right now, Texas is shipping them out. They're like, nope, we don't have no room. We never had the room. And because they're on our border, we didn't want this issue. You guys, whoever that wanted them and said that we should open the borders can have them now. I don't know if that's word for word, allegedly. Again, allegedly is what I say. Now, there are thousands, maybe millions of them already here. They are on your streets. And when I say yours, I'm talking about the bigger cities. They're already bussed over here to our town, and we're not that far from Chicago. So they're everywhere. Sad part about it is they don't have a lot of places to go. They don't have any help. And a lot of them are regretting coming to this country. Back in the day, they used to vet people who came into this country. They came in and wanted to work. Some of these people might be doing the same thing. Some of these people might be actually wanting to be with their families. I don't know. But for those that came along that don't have those intentions and those that have ill intentions, well, that's where the problem is. So we're going to get into that on today's episode. And we'll get into the people that are still coming and those that are coming with pew-pews. You know what I mean by that. They're coming fully armed. And when I mean fully armed, to their extent, armed. So that's bad, especially for those that are in a blue state like myself, that they're banning weapons for yourself for you to defend yourself. And they're allowing people to come here with weapons. What the fuck is that? You know, let them slap you. And when they slap you, let them slap you again. Kind of sounds like that. Don't slap them back. Don't do nothing to them. Don't defend yourself. Let them do that to you. No. Hell no. You know, if they're coming in this country and all they're doing is they're monitoring them, and I'm not talking about the refugees. There's some good people. I'm talking about the ones that they're catching with those firearms. They're not even stopping them. Allegedly. They're just keeping record of who they are. Now think about this. I want you guys to really seriously think about this. If those refugees are around your town carrying a fucking gun on them, you, not the refugee. If you are in your town carrying a gun, and the guns that they saw, they had pictures of it, were like rifles or even a semi-automatic rifle. If they're walking around our town, or if you're walking around our town with that, what do you think? You think the police are going to let you get away with it? No. Hell no, they're not going to let you get away with it. Yet they're letting them over the border armed. So, to the best of my knowledge, I think it's Dick Durbin, senator of Illinois, was speaking to the Republicans and saying, hey, or someone in the Senate or the Congress, they were saying, hey, for you refugees, why don't we bring them on to the military? Now think about that. You're bringing people from other countries that are not as patriotic as you, and if the shit hits the fan and they tell them, hey, take care of these people, they don't give a shit about you. They're here to serve. You know, they don't know what patriotism is. They They don't know what that is. And I'm not saying we're going for America and doing all that. I'm talking about just, we live in a great country. We do. The future's bright. Shit's hitting the fan right now, but the future still is bright. We're still a young country. But I mean, just imagine refugees. And some of these people do not come from countries that like us. And some of them really do. And they're asking them, this senator, hey, why not bring them on into the military? Now, that should scare the shit out of you. It should. It should really bother you that they would be here in your military. So not only are they taking your guns away, they're taking your rights away, your Second Amendment rights. And you have people, we just want to save the kids. We want to save the kids from that. You know that there's child trafficking shit going on in this world? And you won't stand up to it? Why? Because they'll smash you. They'll know. You just know that. It's so much bigger. And with that stuff with Epstein, it's bigger than you can ever handle. Yet you're going to bitch about Second Amendment and trying to save the kids from the school. You ever think that it might be a plot? I don't know. That might be me with my conspiracies. Yeah. Where are you guys at with it? Today I want to talk about the 350 migrants that have been sent to Chicago from Texas and taken to the suburbs for asylum as part of the Texas Operation Lone Star. Now, if you guys don't know what that is, they were sending these migrants on buses to Chicago. Now, they did this in New York. They did this in Washington, D.C. I think they should still take them over there. Take them to California. They'll love it there. I mean, I really think with all these underground storage places that are cities underground that they're showing now on video, I think they're preparing for something. But something's happening. That they shipped people here on buses. Now they have ordinances in our towns and the towns around us and in Chicago that anybody that comes here and drops them off and has no place to take them, they are going to confiscate the bus and they're going to fine $10,000, I believe, these bus drivers. So then when that didn't work, they flew them in here. Then I think they stopped flying them in O'Hare. They flew them to Rockford. So now they're shipping them out in the buses from the airports. So if you're not going to stop the border, they're just going to keep shipping them. Good thing that I believe a representative of our country, is speaking to somebody in Mexico. And I really, really think that, a lot of these people, it's crazy that you guys call them refugees. It's crazy that, what were you saying to me the other day about it's not really a refugee because they're not from the next country over. They're supposed to.
The law is that if you're going to seek asylum, it's supposed to be to the closest country. And there's people coming from China, there's people coming from South America, and we're not the closest country, yet they're still letting them in here. Really, the only people that should be coming in here are ones from Mexico and, Canada if need be. You know what I mean? But we're not the closest.
So we're sure. Yeah, we're not the closest one. These are people from other countries across the water. This is not asylum seekers. These are people taking advantage of things. And they're learning the hard way. I'm sorry, but they're learning the hard way. A lot of them want to go home. I'd help you out, buddy, but they lied to you. Right? They lied to you, and none of us wanted you to take that trip out here. We know that the world's harsh out there, but ours is no better. You're leaving a place possibly that's a little bit more peaceful and less sinister than where we live. Less sinister, okay? I really, truly mean that. When we see stuff with, what's his name? Epstein? These are alleged stuff. They already have brought that list out of the top celebrities that are possibly involved in stuff. And, I don't want to touch that because I don't know what's going on. But when you hear things everywhere, it's like, how is our government so involved in stuff like this? How is that possible? Why? Who's putting them in charge? And is it true what they're saying that, that it's not really the president running the United States? It's people like BlackRock or Vanguard. And it's like, how? This is what we're hearing from other podcasters or other places are not the media that is so wore out. And I'm tired of watching the media. My grandpa's media is not the same media, or it is the same media, and I fucking woke up. So there's no longer any newspapers. There's no longer any copies for me in my house. I'm watching podcasts. I'm watching not mainstream media, but just media what I see before my eyes. So if I hear conspiracies, you know who I say it is? I say it's mainstream media. That's conspiracies right there. So this Operation Lone Star, it was a joint operation between the Texas Department of Public Safety, which is, if you guys don't know what that is, it's like the State Highway Patrol. They go everywhere in Texas. Them, the Rangers, the Texas Rangers are not just a baseball team of people; they're police officers. And the Texas military is also along the border between Texas and Mexico. It's intended to counter illegal immigration, illegal drug trade, and human smuggling. These migrants are supposed to be going to these sanctuary cities. So, and the only sanctuary city in Illinois is only Chicago and Cook County. However, they're being shipped to everywhere else. Like, hey, we understand that Chicago is a blue city, but why do we got to fucking pay for your mindsets? You know why? You do you. If you like doing what you're doing, we have no problem with it. But why do we have to pay for it? It starts to get old, because when I say we have to pay for it, taxes go up in our area because you guys couldn't maintain your own shit, because you guys wanted us to pay for things like housing or certain things out of our own pocket, our own budget, because you, the sanctuary city, didn't want to take care of business. Instead, you started pointing the fucking finger at Texas and every other state to send them to you. Hey, you're the one who brought it on. You're the one. The president, everybody else, we didn't have this before, brought it on. What can I say? Allegedly. That's how it is. But why? Why does everybody else have to pay for it? So they're sending them back. I can't help you guys out with that. It's pretty harsh. Some harsh shit to say. But I'll tell you this. And I tell you guys who are online right now looking at me. I am a person that helps people out. Okay? But these are grown people. Third world country. If you want me to help them out, I suggest you open your fucking door too. You open your door. Don't fucking hide. I think your door should be kicked open that believes in this, and you should at least provide them a meal and let them stay the night a couple nights. You should help them out as well. God knows I've done that for people and let them hang out with me, stay with me because they needed a place. Refugees, I can understand that. If we're all trying to help out another country because shit's happening, I get that. They're not seeking asylum unless they're Mexicans or Canadians. These are people that they brought them over here. There's a lot of shit that's been going on, man. And 2024, it already started off with the blast. It started off with the blast with Japan and the earthquakes and the tsunami stuff and just a lot of shit. The Epstein list. It's like all you can do is stay positive. Stay positive, people. The future is bright. No matter what, the future is bright. You keep telling yourself that. You keep believing that. I'll let you share about what the governor did concerning what he offered.
Yeah, so like he said, they're supposed to go to only sanctuary cities, which is only Chicago. And so our brilliant governor is like, hey, here's some grant money. Take these people. He offered $41.5 million in grant money to the cities outside of Chicago to take in and house the migrants. Some I'm sure accepted, but others were like, hell no. We've got our own homeless people that we have to deal with. We've got our own people that we have to deal with. One of the counties, Grundy County, says that they struggle to meet their own budgetary demands and they're going to utilize their own budget for their residents, not people coming in. So it's crazy to me that, we're lucky that our city is like, here, we're going to fine you. We're going to take your bus if you come here. But I will have to say that's only if they don't tell it you first. So if they agree to let them come here, then they will.
So just think about that. these sanctuary cities want to take your fucking rights away and give it to someone else who doesn't pay taxes, who came here not on asylum because they're not from Mexico. They're not all from Mexico. These all majority of them are not from Mexico. And use your fucking tax dollars on a non-citizen. Fuck your bills. Fuck your water bills, your light bills, fuck your rent, your mortgages, fuck your credit card bills. You're going to go pay for that, dude, because we, democracy, require that. Now, I'm going to share this with you guys, and it's my opinion, which is more than likely a fact. This country, like Texas, is a republic. It is not a democracy. It may act democratic, but it is not a democracy. It's not the will of the people. It is about foundation. Foundation in the Constitution of the United States, the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, by laws. And these are laws that are inalienable. Inalienable. How do you say that? Inalienable rights. These are laws for us to live by. And now we live under a system that's for the system, not for you. It's for the system. So stand up. Stand up for your future. Stand up for your rights. Stand up. You might think that, hey, you know what? I don't have to stand up, because they're too big. No, the collective is why. Stand up. Now, you don't have to go lose your life for it unless it's required. Right now, it's not required because there's still laws in place and there's still fights going on in the courtrooms, in the Supreme Court. It's getting started, people. It's getting heated up. I want to talk more about it, especially because this gun law that's been enacted in Illinois, unconstitutional. They wanted everybody to register, the Illinoisans they had a Ford car, the 2.4 million, to register their ARs, their automatic rifle, or assault weapons. Now, if you had a regular pistol and you shot somebody, isn't that an assault? Aren't you assaulting them? Like, there's like 150 ways they try to get you on this thing. Semi-automatic rifles, semi-automatic guns, semi-automatic shotguns. They are, January 1st, they have banned it. And if you have not registered it, you are a class 2 felon when they get a hold of you and they find that arm on you. Now, a lot of people relocated it, and some of you guys were like, nope, we're not giving up shit. I'm not going to tell you what to do. You do what's best for you. Now, it's being fought in the Supreme Court, and they are not doing anything to back themselves up. When I mean they, I mean Illinois. You have two lower lower Supreme Court judges, the ones for Illinois, that are in the hot seat for taking contributions from the governor. This is all alleged, and this is all from what we heard. Concerning what do you call that? Not contributions, when like donations, and they were straight from the governor, Pritzker himself, from what we heard, allegedly. Okay, you have many appeals and injunctions that have been denied. However, tomorrow they take it up again, which is January 5th. They take this stuff up again. I have a big feeling that that not Illinois and not these ban-happy states are going to win. They're not. I can see that they did a couple things face value, and that's usually going to get thrown out of court. Like, nope, we don't have to respond to this. However, the Kokens v. Pritzker, this one is going to start to ramp up a little bit more in the courtrooms. So, I'm just saying, for you Illinoisans out there, just do what you have to do, man, to do what's best for you. How's that? I'll retract that. I'll say this statement. Do what's best for you. You're a red-blooded American paying taxes. Yes, it's your right to bear arms. Yes, this is a very, very deep reach from the state of Illinois and the states like California and the states of Washington. Oregon's trying to do the same thing. New York, I don't know if they are, but definitely the states that I just said right now. Plus, you have the suppressor laws and stuff like that going on with Texas, Mississippi. I think it's hopping on board, but yeah, this is stuff that they're trying to take away from you, while they allow people to migrate here, refugees, to cross our borders, fully fucking armed. Crazy, right? Now, what is interesting is that many of these migrants they're seeking asylum to the closest countries that they should seek what's closest, right, to them. Then why are these people coming from Lebanon, Syria? Why aren't they? Why are they here? Have you guys ever thought about that? It's not Central American. They're finding people from the Middle East here. I have no issue with people from the Middle East because I have people that I'm close with from the Middle East. I understand a little bit of their Farsi language, Arabic. That's Mexican, buddy. That's Mexican Latino from the back in the days. Same thing, same foods. Yes, I know you guys are awesome. Shukran. Yes, you're welcome. I know what you know what I mean by that. But how is it that by law it's supposed to be someone around some country around and you sought asylum over here in the United States? This is what's going to get an American like myself very cautious of you. Because in a sense, when my grandparents came here, they came from Mexico. And they came here as migrants, and they worked here. Or I could say my great grandparents, my grandparents, yeah, they came here and they made a life, a good life. Doesn't mean that you can't. However, you're not a country away. And that's what I wanted to say. These laws are starting to feel kind of weird when they only work for certain people. We have a great constitution here. China has a great constitution too. So does Iran. Great constitutions. The only difference is that we have the Second Amendment. That's the only difference. We have the arms. If we didn't have the arms, we'd be exactly like China and Iran, being oppressed. And that's the facts. So if you don't agree with me, good for you. Leave it in the comments. I don't give a shit. It's your life. You do what you want. There's some of us who have families that were migrants. There were some of us who know people that they came from communist countries that appreciate the life that they have here. I get that. It's just funny that people are seeking asylum are from across the seas and armed. It's funny that some of those have UN cards or UN represented with their credit cards or whatever that is. Some of them have those. Some of them had the UN phone number, and they had a credit card, and they had a phone number. The phone number to call and a credit card. They were being assisted to be here. It's just kind of funny. How come you didn't do that with the Mexicans when they were sought to come here the last 30 years? Why'd you make it so fucking hard for them? And what I mean by that is the ones that came here, that are coming here right now the way they are, all the Hispanics that have tried to cross that border through the Rio Grande, all of them. I know some people that have tried to come over across, and the Border Patrol kicks them out, gives them a felony, or when they go to court, or however that goes. But all these people you're going to let in, it's a slap in the face of people that are Hispanic. I'm just saying that's fucking wrong. Now, Democratic State Representative David Vela said that the Governor Abbott didn't contact the leaders in the state about sending the migrants here. Why does he need to contact you? Are you guys friends? It's like you guys said, hey, Joe Biden, go open the borders, and you're speaking behind him. And then the guy who's by the border sends them to you, and you're like, hey, how come you didn't tell us anything? Why antagonize the dog if you know you're going to get bit later on? So I want to share a few more things about the asylum stuff and how this is Chicago. If anybody knows Chicago, these people are fortunate that they didn't have one of the winters that we've had before, where it's like -67. It's mild this summer, and I think it's because of El Nino. But they're fortunate that this winter wasn't that bad so far. Knock on wood, fake wood. So, anything you want to share before we
No,
close
I
this
think you
out,
hit it
Brittany?
all that I was going to share.
So, keep standing up for your rights, people. Because if you don't stand for anything, you're gonna fall for everything. You need to really think about your future and stop being an ostrich. Stop putting your head in the sand, pretending like it's not happening. It's happening. Shit's happening. And the more prepared you are, the better off you are. I'm not saying go out there and be a life prepper, be out there. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm doing it, but I'm not going to tell everybody to do it. I'm only doing it because that's just me. I've always been a survivor since I was 14 years old. I come from that lifestyle, and that's just the way I am. I'm not telling you guys to do that. But if you have to, if you want to, just do it. Stand up for your rights. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you guys on the next one.